Welcome to the Morristown Unitarian Fellowship, our online and on-the-ground multi-generational congregation. We are a spiritually alive, justice-centered, and radically inclusive community, and we are so glad to be with you. Whether this is your first time, your 100th time, or there are too many times to count. It's so important to have a community of reflection and aspiration, comfort and commitment. This is especially present to me in these weeks leading up to Election Day. As Unitarian Universalists, our fifth principle asks us to affirm and promote the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process in our congregations and in society at large. Don't forget to vote by mail, vote early in person, or vote at the polls on Election Day, and do what you can to encourage others to do the same. There are many ways to engage in politics, and voting is one very important way. Another is to organize through civic groups like the Morris Area Chapter of New Jersey Together, a nonpartisan group that we participate in with other congregations across the county, as well as nonprofits and community leaders. Please fill out the Morris Area Together Listening Campaign survey today to let us know what you think are the most important issues facing people in Morris County. It only takes a few minutes to fill out. Go to bit.ly/Morris Area Listening. You'll find the link in the chat and you'll see it on the screen. It is not just good to be together. It is necessary to be together and to experience firsthand that we are not alone. We are here for each other, and we are here for the wider world of which we each are a part. Welcome to our virtual sanctuary.
Good morning and welcome to our fellowship.
We open our worship services with a ritual of lighting a flaming chalice, the symbol of our faith. This unites us with the Unitarian Universalists across the country and around the globe. If you have a chalice at home, we encourage you to light it alongside of us.
We have opening words written by Bill Schultz to share with you. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands.
Say Something by Peter H. Reynolds. The world needs your voice.
Mine?
Yes, yours. Go ahead. It doesn't need to be perfect as long as it's from your heart. You don't have to be loud. Powerful words can be a whisper. You can say something in so many ways. With words, with actions, with creativity.
If you see someone lonely, say something by just being there for them.
If you see an empty canvas, say something with your brush.
If you see an empty lot, say something by planting a seed and watching it bloom.
If you see someone being hurt, say something by being brave. Hey, stop!
If you see something beautiful, say something with a poem.
If you have a brilliant idea, say something with confidence. Eureka!
If you want to show the world who you are, say something with style. Ta-da!
If you are angry, say something to help people understand. You make me feel invisible. That really hurt. I'm really sorry.
If you see an injustice, say something.
Peacefully.
Inspire others to do the same. Sometimes you'll say something and no one will be listening, but keep saying what is in your heart, and you will find someone who listens. Keep saying it, and you may be surprised to find the whole world listening.
If you are grateful for being alive, quietly say something to the stars, to the universe.
Some people find it easier to say something than others, but everyone has something to say.
So when you're ready, say something. Your voice can inspire, heal, and transform. Your voice can change the world. Are you ready to say something?
The world needs your voice.
You're on my team.
Just be you.
Let's make history. We all have something to share. Respect nature. Justice. I can. Speak from your heart. Think green. You've got a friend. Onward. Take a stand. Your voice matters. May kindness be your compass. United we stand, divided we fall. Let's right the wrong. Thank you. Let's make our world a more colorful place. Be the change you want to see happen. We've only just begun. Keep going, never stop. Follow your heart. Let's stand together. Hate has no home here. Together is better. Stay strong, be brave, listen and learn. Peace. Turn energy into action. Good karma begets good karma.
I'm Miles, and I'm a climate activist. The way I'm saying something is through my climate activism. I make phone calls to voters about Green New Deal champions who take bold action on climate legislation, and I write postcards to voters reminding them to vote, even though I'm too young to. But the main way I'm taking action is through my protesting. You may have seen me around. I bike downtown with my bike, which is, as you can see, is covered in signs, and engage with voters about the climate emergency and what they can do. It's been shocking to see how many people in our town flatly deny the existence of the climate emergency or think the Green New Deal is too radical. But climate legislation isn't radical, it's just survival, and that isn't a radical idea. Through my activism, I am turning heads, changing minds, and saying something about the climate crisis. That's how I'm raising my voice. How are you?
I want to invite you into what is called a metta meditation in the Buddhist tradition, a loving kindness meditation. Begin by holding you in your mind and in your heart. And while you are reflecting on you, I invite you into these words. May I experience wellness in body and mind. May I be happy and at ease. May I be free from suffering. May I know peace, equanimity, and joy. And now bring someone that you are with to mind. It could be me. It could be someone in your home. It could be someone that you see who is here with us in the chat and in the comments. Hold that person in your mind and your heart. And I invite you into these words. May you experience wellness in body and mind. May you be happy and at ease. May you be free from suffering. May you know peace, equanimity, and joy. Now bring to mind someone else that you find is so easy to love right now. Hold them in your mind and in your heart. May they experience wellness in body and mind. May they be happy and at ease. May they be free from suffering. May they know peace, equanimity, and joy. And now bring to mind someone that you are neutral about, perhaps someone that you pass in the course of your day, maybe in the grocery store or somewhere else when you go about your daily business. Hold that person in your mind and in the center of your heart with these thoughts. May that person experience wellness in body and mind. May they be happy and at ease. May they be free from suffering. May they know peace, equanimity, and joy. Now bring to mind someone with whom you find yourself in conflict. It could be a big conflict or a lesser conflict, whatever you feel ready for in this moment, and enter into the practice with that person. Hold them in your mind and do your best to center them in your heart. May that person experience wellness in body and mind. May they be happy and at ease. May they be free from suffering. May they know peace, equanimity, and joy. And finally, open your mind and your heart to invite all sentient beings to have a presence in your practice. And hold all beings in your mind and in your heart, overflowing with these words. May all beings experience wellness in body and mind. May all beings be happy and at ease. May they be free from suffering. May all beings come to know peace, equanimity, and joy. Blessed be, and may it be so. When we gather together in our sanctuary, whether online or in person, we come to be inspired by Unitarian Universalism's 6 sources of wisdom and invited to live by our faith's 7 ethical principles, with a proposed 8th principle in the works. 3 of the 6 sources are the words and deeds of prophetic people, the world religions, and the guidance of reason and science. 3 of the 8 principles are to affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, and working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community and to dismantle oppressions. The wisdom of the prophets, world religions, and reason call us to a higher moral plane than the platform of any political party. The ethics of promoting responsible truths, the well-being of the world community, and working to dismantle oppressions call us to a deeper, broader concern than that of any political administration to date. We need this reminder from time to time, especially now that we are witnessing the erosion of the separation of church and state, a bedrock principle of our Constitution. History teaches us that when the power of politics and religion are fused, it has a corrupting effect on both. No party, no president is chosen by God, or Buddha for that matter. Similarly, no religious tradition deserves the special favor of the state. When these two are separate, they can both contribute to the health and well-being of our nation and all her inhabitants. Each can also offer a critique of the other or a complement to the other. In theory, our national and local elected leaders have the best interests of the people who are currently living in the United States or their particular state or town, guiding their decision-making process. In theory, religions have the interests of the whole global community and our Mother Earth, both now and generations from now, guiding their actions. I say in theory because humans govern both, and inevitably we fall short of our aspirations and must continually be held accountable to a just course. Right now, one of the major challenges to well-being on our planet is that too many political leaders have sold out to systems of economics, education, healthcare, justice, and military that have prioritized profits over people, profits over the prophetic. This is not new, but this tendency to privilege the already rich and powerful has reached new moral lows, or new lows once again might be a more truthful view, considering slavery was once part of our economic system. Too many people at the top of government and the top of corporations have traded their cushy present and future for the misery of the masses and potentially uninhabitable landscapes, even for their own grandchildren. Given that government and corporations have lost so much moral ground, it is vital that the third sector, the civic sector, which includes religions, nonprofits, and other community organizing groups, rise up and amplify the voices of the people on the margins, many of whom were already left out and vulnerable long before the pandemic. Power has been consolidated in the two sectors of government and corporations for so long that today we have arrived at having a president who is essentially a corporate brand and part of a dynasty with a sordid generational history filled with ethical dilemmas. I spoke about the importance of the separation of church and state. Actually, the people of our country deserve to live in communities where the government, corporations, and civic sectors are in greater balance. And today, we have the need of the corrective lens of religions who have not been co-opted by a corporate influence, a la the prosperity gospel variety, and who have not fused their interests with that of government. It is time for a reforming, transforming, religiously plural voice and voices to rise up and claim the moral ground which has been laid waste by the fires of greed and fear gone wild. We need a revolution of love, one that feeds and clothes the hungry, liberates the imprisoned, and prioritizes the orphan and the widow made so by COVID-19. We need a revolution of love that offers a seat to the tax collector and doesn't allow the richest to show him the door. Who will quench the fires of greed and fear? In history, it has been religious people who have found the grit and the grace to fulfill the progress that love demands. It was so with abolition, education, civil rights, women's rights, and marriage equality. It was and will be so for the earth, the land, the air, the water. It will be so for ending mass incarceration and all forms of racism and oppression. It was and will be so for a peace and prosperity that doesn't trade out certain lives for others. It can be so if we don't forget that while we may vote for particular candidates, we are never done on election day. We have a higher, broader, deeper calling. When the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King spoke about the call of love, he leaned on his studies of ancient Greek and Greek philosophy and spoke of three forms of love: eros, philia, and agape. Eros is romantic love. Philia is the affection between friends and kin. Agape is what Dr. King saw as the highest form of love. He viewed agape as God's love manifested in the human heart, a creative, spontaneous, and unmerited love for all humankind. It's important to name that this form of love doesn't require liking someone, how they act, or what they do. It is a love that is strong enough to say no and to require change. But it is a love that seeks reconciliation, redemption, and restoration of all people to goodness in the end. It is a universalist notion, to be sure. The standard of love, agape, is not merely sentimental. It is steadfast. It is fierce. It is political and engages power and movements for change. It demands that actions align with words and political candidates who have policies and a track record to back up their stated commitment to alleviate poverty, liberate the oppressed, and promote peace. Agape leaves greatness to God and demands decency and urges goodness from human beings. It puts before us the platform of co-creating the beloved community as the ultimate destination, and political cycles are milestones to be measured by how far they move us forward or backward on the path. When the Buddha spoke of the highest form of love, he offered the Metta Sutta, a meditation on loving kindness for all people, our family, our friends, our neighbors, strangers, and even enemies, as well as all creatures on earth. In it, he presents the image of a mother loving and protecting her only child with her very life. and her body. A depth and quality of a boundless love that we can cultivate for all beings. As with agape for Dr. King, loving kindness leads Buddhist spiritual teachers like Thich Nhat Hanh to commit to nonviolence, peace, and political engagement. As we cast our ballots between now and November 3rd, let us be reminded that we are part of a long line of religious reformers called to engage mindfully with the politics of love as our goal. May it bring us the courage to counter fear and the generosity to counter greed in this election cycle and in its wake. Whoever wins, love has not won yet, not with so much voter suppression, not with so many corrupting and co-opting influences over politics, corporations, and religions, not with so many suffering from the ill effects of poverty, oppression, war, and environmental degradation. But I know that love will win in the end. Love is powerfully on the move, my friends. The pandemic has shattered any illusion we might have had of separateness. We are one world community, and our well-being is inextricably bound up. Religious people and secular people of goodwill are organizing with renewed creativity, strength, and savvy. We will quench the fires of injustice and rebuild anew with tools of liberation instead of domination. It will require practice. We will mess up. But love is too important a candidate to give up on. So let's get to it. Vote, organize, act, reflect, learn, do better, repeat. Our children are counting on us.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be loving in that land. There'll be loving in that land. There'll be loving in that land where I'm bound. Where I'm bound. There'll be loving in that land. There'll be loving in that land. There'll be loving in that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound.
And now, in our going, may the light of love bless us and keep us. May it shine down upon us and radiate out from within us. May it be gracious unto us, and may it make of us all builders of peace and the beloved community. For this is the day that you and I are given, so let us sow gladness in it.